We are on the campus of Washington University in St. Louis for Championship Saturday 2021 Division III Women's Volleyball Championship game. Coming right up, the number 6 seed Calvin University Knights taking on the number 4 seed Wisconsin-Eau Claire Blue Golds, and the winner taking home the hardware. Let's grab a look at how these two teams got to the championship game with their semifinal victories yesterday. Eau Claire, a come-from-behind win, winning it in 5 sets. Meanwhile, Calvin, an impressive win over Claremont Mudd Scripps in 4 sets. Plenty of top performers on both sides coming in to tonight's national title game. And with that, we welcome you inside Francis Fieldhouse with Laura Dornbos. I am Scott Sudikoff. Super excited to bring you the action here tonight. And Laura, we have seen great volleyball over the last couple of days, and we expect more of the same here tonight.
We do. It's been a weekend of upsets, underdogs coming up and facing the challenge. And I'm really excited about tonight's volleyball game.
Let's take a look at these two teams more in depth. And on the Calvin side, you've got the National Player of the Year on this team, Heidi Westra, and we've seen some of the best play from her. She had 29 kills a couple of matches ago, but Laura, we have learned that you're going to need other players to step up along the way.
Well, and that is hard being the Player of the Year. You have a lot of pressure on you. So I think Calvin really is going to look for other players like Kelsey Smith and Madeline Hall and Vanessa Martinez to help back up.
As they look at the highlights from Westra, helping to lead her team into the national championship game. Now, Wisconsin-Eau Claire, I alluded to it. Second set yesterday against Juniata, they were down 24-22. They come back and win. Then they were down 2-1. They come back and win. They have great resolve.
No situation startles them. They are always ready to play, and they find a way to win. Great example this weekend of theirs.
So the Blue Golds, as you see, punching their ticket with that win against Juniata. You're looking at one of our impact players for this game. It's Charlie Nelson, the setter for Wisconsin-Eau Claire, and she has just been so fun to. And look at her numbers from yesterday. She had just an incredible day, and we're looking for more of the same tonight in this setter battle, Laura. She's been fun to watch over the course of this tournament, Charlie Nelson.
Well, she's a fun setter to watch. She really takes advantage and control of her side of the court. You see her dump, you see it disperse it. She's a great setter.
And we're focusing on the setters here as our impact players. And we look at Anna Schramer for Calvin. She's had 3 consecutive double-doubles, and her numbers yesterday just as good. 46, actually make that 33 assists, 18 digs, 6 kills, 3 aces. These two setters can do it all.
Really can. And Schramer, she does a great job of dispersing the ball. Calvin, the way they are here is because they are well balanced.
Good crowd contingent from both sides here today. Eau Claire as the 4 seed, the home team, so they'll be playing to our left. And here's the Calvin fans. They'll be off to the right. And this Eau Claire community is very much supported this Blue Golds team. We talked to Coach Kim Woody about that, and they really appreciate how the campus community has taken to them. And we are just about ready for the start of this national championship game. Eau Claire on the serve first with Charlie Nelson. And the national title game is underway. And the first swing down the right side and the kill. Starting us off, Kelsey Smith, who is averaging 3.1 kills per set here in the NCAA tournament.
Well, a lot of attention is on Westra, so like we mentioned, Kelsey Smith's going to be big in this. That backup, taking that attention away from the Player of the Year.
Nelson with the back set into the block. It was hit by Jordan Witzel, and that lands in from Ariana Barrett. So it's 1-1 to begin things. Eau Claire 34-3, winners of 15 consecutive games. Sheridan Detman on the serve. That'll go long. And Laura, this gives us a chance to talk about some big factors into this game today. Serving certainly going to be one of them, blocking as well.
Both teams are really powerful blockers, and we saw that in the semifinals. They are here because of their blocking and defense, along with their serving. Calvin is probably one of the best serving teams in the country, so from a serve-receive fact, Eau Claire really is going to have to pick up their serve-receive game as an ace occurring right there for the Blue Golds.
Yeah, right to your point. The ace by Grace Kellogg for Calvin to go up 3-1. They've had more service errors than service aces, though, in this NCAA tournament. Nelson for the middle. Abby Volk with the kill.
Well, the perfect serve-receive pass opens up opportunities to beat a block that is so strong. So perfect pass, having your middle one-on-one.
Now we see Taylor Scalia, the senior from Lake Elmo, Minnesota, on the serve for Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Little tip by Boss. (4-2) Calvin here in the early going, 32-3 record. Was three-time national championship winners, 2010, 2013, and 2016. The Blue Golds making their first ever appearance in the national championship. Hit off the block by Ariana Barrett, and she already has 2 kills today. She's had 4 double-doubles over the course of the first 5 NCAA matches.
Barrett is that right side hitter that the Blue Golds really go to when they need a kickstart. Watch for Barrett.
Senior from Lakeville, Minnesota, now serves. Schramer sets it to Boss over the block. Scalia with the dig. Mackenzie Bachman with the attack. Battle at the net. Schramer knocks it back, and she was in the net. So it is point for Eau Claire.
There's a question about the call. It was a double contact.
Double contact, yep. And Schramer's over there asking the up referee about it. And Ariana Barrett continues on the serve. Schramer in the middle. Madeline Hall had it blocked. And the first block of the match goes in favor here of the Blue Golds.
Kendra Byrell is part of that block. She has proven in this tournament that she not only can hit, but her blocking fundamentals are right there to support her team.
1.21 blocks per set in the tournament. 23 blocks overall, now 24. Nelson over to Bachman, blocked by the Knights there. Westra from the back row, diving play by Scalia. Nelson, Bachman the swing, and not going to be saved. It's the kill for Mackenzie Bachman, who offensively struggled yesterday, but she ended up with 34 digs against Juniata.
And 34 of those digs were the total of the 107 digs that the Blue Golds had yesterday, averaging around 21 digs per set.
Maria Boss, for their second little tip over the block for a kill. Junior from Grand Rapids, the home of Calvin University in Michigan.
Well, Boss coming into this tournament didn't play in the quarterfinal that much, but she's really picked up her game both in the semi, and you see her score there for the championship.
6-5 Eau Claire. Barrett from the back row rolled it over. Schramer, middle, tipped and not able to get it over the net was Madeline Hall. The attack error makes it 7-5 Blue Golds. And now we'll see Mackenzie Bachman back to serve. That drops in for an ace in the seam there for the first ace of the match for Eau Claire.
Yes, and that seam ball, you see the Blue Golds focusing on Westra. That is on purpose. That is making her play that ball, put her in a position where she really has to lead this team. In that case, she got a perfect pass.
The swing by Smith, blocked back And then nicely dumped over by Jordan Witzel as there's no block able to get in front of her. And we're going to get a timeout called by Calvin. 9-5 Eau Claire to begin this one in the national championship game. The Blue Golds making their first ever appearance. Calvin in the national title game for the 7th time. And of course they have won 3 national championships. And the Calvin head coach during those 3 national championships, Dr. Amber Warners, who is in her 20th season as the head coach for Calvin. And has won 588 games. There she is in the middle of the huddle, 55-13 record in the NCAA tournament. And she told us that this team has really rejuvenated her over the course of this season.
Yeah, and by that, they've been the goofiest group, but the most focused at the same time. They bring that joy to the practice. It's a good group.
She told us she likes her team to play every day like it's the first day of the preseason. Bring that energy that everybody has, trying to prove themselves. Fresh season. She wants that type of play here tonight. And on the other side, a mainstay with Wisconsin-Eau Claire, a all-conference setter in the mid to late 90s, 15th season as the head coach, Kim Woody. And we asked her what this means, just getting to this point. And she just told us she bleeds blue and gold.
She does. She's an alma mater of Eau Claire, and she has the support. But yes, she is true and true a blue gold.
Schramer with the back set, the swing by Hall. And now Nelson, middle attack by Byral. Schramer passes it over. Kelsey Smith blocked, and the second rejection for the Blue Golds in this match. And Eau Claire doubling up on Calvin here in the first set. Now with Bachman on the serve, 2-time all-conference performer for the Blue Golds. Block there again, that was Byral. Smith tries across the court, Bachman with the dig, saved momentarily by Nelson, but unplayable, and side out for Calvin. And is 6, and Teresa Keene is on to serve. 7 aces, 4 errors over the course of 20 sets played in the NCAA tournament. Mentioned Calvin, they have a negative ace to service error ratio entering the day today. They definitely want to keep that in the positive here in the national championship if they can. Back set to Byral, blocked. Nelson dumps it over. Middle attack by Vanessa Martinez was blocked. Getting it through the block that time was Smith. Then an overpass, and Charlie Nelson sneaking underneath the net to the other side.
Well, Nelson, she just has that personality. She's going to go after that ball no matter what. She is a fighter.
Talking to the referee. Smile on her face.
She was just going after the ball. She was excited, but yeah, she cannot go under the ref stand.
You can't do that, but I appreciate the effort. Keene the serve. Nelson over to Witzel, tipping it down the line. Westra with the dig. On the left side, Smith cross court with the kill. Kelsey Smith with her second termination today. And she was big in the quarterfinals against Trinity. She had 12 kills, 32%. And Coach Warners told her it was a mid-match decision to keep her out there to serve because they didn't want to get her off the floor.
Right, but when she's locked in, she is locked in. And so that's why they stuck with Smith to serve, just because of the way she was playing in the front row.
Witzel, the tip over the block. Nice play by Jordan Witzel. Her second kill today. She had 16 against Juniata yesterday. It was 10-5 Eau Claire. Now at 11-8 with Victoria Van Dan on the serve. Schramer with the back. Westra, the tip. The sprawling dig made by Van Dan. Witzel, the big swing, and her third kill.
Well, right now the outsides have had success. The block is there, but it's one-on-one, and she had the ability to go line or go cross.
Schramer to the middle of the floor. Popped in the air by Bachman. Witzel another attack down the line, but wide this time. And it is 12-9, the Blue Golds on top.
Well, that was a good adjustment there by the Knights. Witzel had just hit line, so they're moving their block all the way out and going after that line again. Witzel hit out.
Of course, we highlighted Eau Claire having to battle back yesterday and win in 5 sets against Juniata, but Calvin, they have in this NCAA tournament, as that goes long, in this NCAA tournament, of course, 5 wins, 3 of them in 4 sets, and then a 5-set win in the quarterfinals against Trinity. So they've been into deep water as well.
Yeah, and you think about that physically and mentally in this tournament. How do you restore that? How do you get prepared for these long nights?
Schramer with the back set. Westra the tip down the line. The pancake by Scalia. Witzel drops it down in front of the back row. Teresa Keene. And Witzel has been the hot hand thus far. 4 kills for Jordan Witzel.
That's what makes the Blue Gold so special. They just have everybody pick up. You might focus on one player, but then another one steps up.
Scalia making it happen with the dig. And now Charlie Nelson with the ace. Her 10th of the NCAA tournament. And Calvin needs a timeout. It is 15-9, Wisconsin-Eau Claire on top of Calvin. First set of the national championship game here in St. Louis. We're going to step aside, but don't. Now you look, 3 years ago, these two teams met in the national semifinals. Calvin won it in 5 sets. And you can see there are some holdovers. Calvin, 3 players tonight that played in that game. Schramer, Kellogg, and Smith. Eau Claire, they had 6 players that are still with the team that felt that loss in the national semifinals. So they want some revenge. Witzel into the block, and that's the first block of the night for Calvin. Again, a key to this match. The Blue Golds had 14 blocks yesterday, averaging 2.4 a set in the tournament. Calvin had 13 yesterday. They are averaging 2.6 per set in this tournament.
Right, so who's going to find a way to make adjustments in their offense when both teams are really strong blockers? And some of that right there is an adjustment that they're making. They're making other hitters uncomfortable from the Blue Golds, making that adjustment, going to the line, taking cross, whatever the block is showing, or they're finding ways to have success with.
2 points out of the timeout for Calvin. Rubel with the serve is long, so back to a 5-point advantage for the Blue Golds.
The other point is, if your blocking is strong or you've earned your points from blocking, what other areas can you get points in? And serving's one of them, and that's why those service errors can come back to haunt a team.
Detman the serve for the Blue Golds. Schramer to Boss, blocked. Getting the dig was Westra. Boss over the block that time. Nelson, middle, Volk, and able to keep it up was Keene, and Volk has her second kill. She's one of those players that was with the Blue Golds in 2018, had 7 kills in that national semifinal matchup. 6-point advantage for Eau Claire. The tip by Boss. Scalia sets up Barrett. Schramer. Westra from the middle of the net. The dig by Nelson. Barrett into the block. Punched in the air by Rubel. Schramer and Martinez couldn't keep it alive. Third termination tonight for Ariana Barrett, who was averaging 4 per set in the tournament. She was under 3 during the season, 2.97 to be exact. Westra tools it off the block, and Heidi Westra, by my tally, her first kill here tonight.
Yeah, we haven't seen Westra get involved offensively as not as much because we've seen Kelsey, and the ball's going to Kelsey plus the middles.
Grace Kellogg back to serve. In that 2018 semifinal game, Kellogg was an outside hitter for the Knights, now a defensive specialist. She had 11 kills, 3 aces, and 14 digs in that 5-set win. Right side, Westra over the block down the line. Scalia the dig. Detman. Bachman plays it over. Schramer, middle attack by Hall. Getting to it, Detman. Free balled over by Bachman. Hall blocked. Abby Volk, third Eau Claire block of the first set.
But one of the things I think is interesting is the matchup that right now the Blue Golds have, having Bachman over on the right side and also Volk for Westra, trying to defend Westra.
19-12 Eau Claire in set one. Scalia the serve. Received by Westra. Getting the pass back from Schramer. The soft tip by Heidi Westra. So they went after Westra on that serve. She received it well, patient, and then a nice soft touch for the kill.
Yeah, and that's the way Westra is winning the game for herself right now, as far as the player being smart and making good decisions. She hit a ball, just rocketed onto the floor, then nice tip, score point for her team.
Back on the serve now. Barrett with the cannon for her fourth kill.
We've seen this throughout the whole tournament. Barrett can just unleash on a ball, and she does this time, going right through the seam of the Knights.
4 kills for Barrett today. Schramer with a back set to rolling Hall. Madeline Hall with a slide and then the cross-court finish. First kill tonight for Madeline Hall. She had 14 kills in the quarterfinal win over Trinity. Defensively was big last night with 6 blocks against Claremont Mud Scripps. Nelson, Bachman, the dig by Hall. Kelsey Smith on the left side, Detman the dig. Scalia, Bachman plays it over and long. An attack error is Calvin the point, and it's 20-15. Eau Claire's been able to keep this advantage though, 10-5, 15-9, 20-15. Calvin needs a run.
Well, if there's anything this weekend taught us in this tournament is never discount any of the teams, because we have seen teams be able to just that one spark, that one kill, and bring the momentum back for their team.
Yeah, Calvin was down 2-1 in their match against Trinity on Thursday. They came back to win the 4th and the 5th. Hall, another slide. Scalia, free balled over by Barrett. Schramer, and the kill by Kelsey Smith, her third.
Kelsey Smith's ability to just see the court right now. She's inside for an inside set and then turns it back. Not a lot of court to score the point on.
Teresa Keene will now serve for the Knights. 5'6" junior from Brighton, Michigan. Her team down by 5 in set number 1. Nelson over to Witzel. Goes cross court, the dig by Rubel. The swing by Smith. Scalia's dig going over. Schramer sets it for Martinez on the slide, and she splits the back row.
I think Martinez probably has about the best slide we've seen of the whole tournament. She's quick, she gets out to the pen, she has the ability to turn it back. And what's great about Calvin is they have 2 middles that run slides, so that prevents its own challenges when you're the Blue Golds trying to defend.
Scott Sudakoff and Laura Dornbos back with you. 21-17 Eau Claire on top of Calvin here in the first set. Spiral from the middle bangs it down off the block for the kill to make it 22-17. Viral, a couple of blocks and a kill in the first set. Rubel, and now put over by Smith. Nelson to Witzel, into the block. Nelson to dig. Bad pass, it allows Schramer a good look, and it was out. Schramer would like that one back, I think. And she's also signaling that she thought that was in, or maybe that there was a touch.
Schramer was claiming that the Blue Golds might have been in the net at the end of that play.
Yep, and we're going to see a challenge from Coach Warners for Calvin. And we will see. Trying to grab a look at it here on a replay. So I think the thought is maybe.
The question was number 13, Witzel, when she turned back around from trying to go for that block, if she bumped the net or was she in the net prior to turning around. You kind of see her drifting, but it kind of looks like she was able to save herself from going into the net, but we will see.
Obviously the call on the floor was point for the Blue Golds of Eau Claire, so 23-17 for the time being, and the decision has been rendered. Stays with the Blue Golds as expected. And so a 6-point advantage here in the first set. Trying to wrap this up with Victoria Van Dan on the serve. Couple of aces in the first set thus far for Eau Claire. Schramer to Smith, over the block, and down in the back. 4 first set kills for Kelsey Smith.
Kelsey Smith has been able to really adjust to the fact that the passing by the Knights hasn't necessarily been on target. Kind of that out of system is what we refer to. The ball's not perfect placement. The setter might have limited options, but Kelsey Smith's been able to find a way to get the kill.
Witzel hit it over the block. Schramer back set to Westra. There's cross court pushing it there. Now Barrett from the back row, tipped off the block. Rubel, long pass to Westra, down the line. Scalia got the dig, and then good hustle by Bachman, but Jordan Witzel was not able to redirect it towards the net.
When Westra and Smith are up in the front row together, it makes it really difficult to try and defend as a blocking team going pen to pen.
Schramer on the serve. She had 3 aces last night. And we got a whistle, and Eau Claire with a handling error. Calvin within 3. Eau Claire's really been able to keep a 4, 5, 6-point advantage since early on in this set. Witzel blocked Westra and Martinez. Second block tonight for Calvin, and it's 23-21.
In both cases, these teams, when they get on their runs, it's really come down to the blocking and the presence that they have up at the net.
Martinez was huge yesterday, 2 solos and 5 block assists. And using the block to her advantage on that right side was Abby Volk for her 3rd kill.
Another middle running a slide, and she just does a really nice job, Volk does, of swiping off the hands of Kelsey Smith.
Set point for the Blue Golds. Off of the net and down on the other side for Kelsey Smith. She'll take it for her 5th kill. Couple of more set points here for Eau Claire.
And Kelsey Smith is staying to set. Rubel was getting ready to serve, and that is a switch that the liberos are using. So coach must feel pretty good about Kelsey Smith right now.
So Smith that serve. Left side attack. Ariana Barrett wins the set for the Blue Golds with her 5th kill. 25-22, and Wisconsin-Eau Claire gets on the board first. But as I mentioned, Calvin, they've had a comeback in this tournament. Eau Claire has had plenty of comebacks. I don't think either team is going to go away easily today. 1-0 Eau Claire in the national championship game in St. Louis. The trophy that's on the line here tonight, the national championship, Division III women's volleyball. Wisconsin-Eau Claire 1-0 lead on Calvin. Scott Sudikoff and Laura Dornbos back with you, and here's a look at the full bracket of how we got here. Eau Claire took down the 1-seed Juliana. Calvin took out the 2-seed Claremont Mudd Scripps, and again, as we talked about off the top, it's a great action over these couple of days.
It really was, and you focus on how Eau Claire got here. Really, it was their blocking and tenacity just to keep fighting, and that's exactly what they did. And we look at Calvin, they were just good in the front and the back row. They're digging, their defense, and that concludes their blocking as well.
25-22 in the first set for the Blue Golds. They hit 278 with 15 kills, 20 digs, and 3 blocks. Calvin hit 190, 13 kills, 14 digs, and 2 blocks. Scalia receiving the serve. Right side, Barrett. And Ariana Barrett continues her hot play. 6 kills on 12 attacks with 1 error.
Barrett's been instrumental. She isn't always the kill leader, but she just finds a way to kill the ball. She finds those deep corners, and then there's other times she just bangs away, and it's in the middle of the court.
Scalia on the serve. 2 aces, 1 error in the first set for Eau Claire. Schramer, middle, Martinez. Nelson can't get the dig. And Vanessa Martinez with her second finish today in 3 attacks. Kelsey Smith had 6 kills in the first set for the Knights to lead the way. Barrett has to play it back onto the court for Scalia. Free ball for the Knights. Schramer. Middle attack goes wide. And it's 2-1 Eau Claire.
Well, right now I'd say the serving is what's helping Eau Claire as they've been going along. They're really picking who they want. If you look at the Knights right now, they kind of have a 2-person serve receive, so focus on splitting up those duties to defend the serve.
Keene receives it. Right side, Westra rolls the tip over the block. Nicely done by Heidi Westra. And she picks up kill number 4 of the match for her. And getting a Heidi Westra chant from the Calvin fans in attendance. Here's Grace Kellogg. Had an ace in the first set. Nelson to Bachman. And she splits the back row again. Another good shot, this time by Mackenzie Bachman.
The Blue Golds opening up their offense. They have Byrel in the front row now that's in the middle. She is dominant when she gets the ball as well. So that nice split between Bachman and Byrel.
Bachman now back for the serve. Middle attack and a big finish. Madeline Hall, her 3rd kill tonight.
Madeline Hall, she's gone behind the setter, but this time one-on-one going right after Scalia in the back row.
A little quicker set there as well. And Hall ends up delivering home. Byrel answers right back. So the middle from Hall and the middle from Byrel.
Both hitting what's known as a 1 or a short set in the middle. It's fast tempo. Again, hard to defend if you're one-on-one.
3 kills and 2 blocks tonight for Byrel. 4-3 Eau Claire here in the second. Slide to the right by Hall, and well, that seam ball that you love, Laura.
Yeah, the seam in between the block, but off of that 1 foot approach of the slide, you see her just go nice and easy and then just pound it. It's kind of like a basketball layup. That's how most people reference the slide. Kind of the approach of one.
I like it. Attack from the middle, Volk. We're going back and forth here with some good offensive play.
Well, both teams siding out really well right now. There's not many runs.
5-4 Eau Claire. Charlie Nelson on the serve. Schramer. Smith blocked, and it landed out. So it's a kill for Smith. 7 kills now for Kelsey Smith. He was at 3.1% in the tournament. She was at 2.9 during the season. I think about 30%. Teresa Keene serves. And good recognition at the last minute there. Barrett and Bachman communicating and letting that one fly by. I believe now 4th service error for Calvin, so a -3 in terms of their aces to errors ratio, while Eau Claire is a positive +1. Served by Detman. Oh. As soon as I mention it, there's an error for Eau Claire on the serve. My apologies.
Well, both teams are being really aggressive with their serving. They're not missing in the bottom of the net. They're really close to the line or almost out. They're making their opponent have to make decisions on whether or not to play it.
A good serve leads to an overpass and an easy finish for Westra. Give credit to Schramer with that nice serve. Nelson, the back set to Barrett. Ariana Barrett continues to hit at a high clip.
Barrett's always pounding this ball away. She, again, right in between the seam of the block of the Knights. They need to work a little bit better on closing that seam, and some of that is they have to honor Byrel. Byrel's in the front row right now for the Blue Golds, and she will do damage if she's left alone.
Schramer, Westra, good tip, tough angle. Cross court went Bachman. Schramer back set Westra from the right side now and drills it off of Scalia for the kill. Heidi Westra up to 6 kills here in the match thus far. She had 29 against Trinity on Thursday, hit 48% in that match. It's one thing to get 29 kills, but to do it at almost 50% hitting clip, that really adds to it. And Barrett, nice little roll over the top of the block, and well, she looks pretty confident so far here tonight, Laura.
She does. She wants that ball, and she's been able to prove that she can hit the deep corner and smack it down in the middle of the court. And then she has the finesse of the roll.
Well, we're continuing to bounce back and forth here. 8-8. Barrett the serve. Schramer dumps it. Scalia got to it. Detman free balls it over. Schramer to the left side. Now Bachman cross the court. Rubel couldn't handle it. 3rd kill for Bachman, and the Blue Golds lead 9-8.
Bachman again on the outside, and still that block for the Knights isn't quite closed off enough to be able to prevent the ball from getting through.
Right side Westra. Detman the dig. Nelson middle. Byrel. Rubel got the dig. Westra knocks it over. And then Byrel tried to touch it down that near sideline, but it landed wide. Side out Calvin. So a little bit different than the first set, Laura, where Eau Claire built up a 5-point lead and basically kept that advantage throughout, won by 3. Now we're seeing back and forth. Have you seen any noticeable difference between these first 2 sets?
Besides the serving errors that continue. However, you are right, though. The blocking has been a little bit different. So the Blue Golds are finding ways to get through the block, which was something that they really needed to work on. They knew going against the Knights that was a tough block. How are they going to score against it? And right now, they're just really faster in their tempo, and that's the way they're finding ways to score.
Scalia to Nelson. Over to Witzel, and Calvin does get a block back here, their third. Both teams with 3 blocks now in the match, and we're tied once again at 10. Viral. 11-10 Eau Claire. It's kind of fun when they just go back and forth like this.
It is. Side-out volleyball. However, I will say what I have really enjoyed is the defense of both of these teams. We've seen it throughout the tournament. I mean, just the digs that they get and the transitions. It's been really fun.
Schramer, Westra from the back row, kept alive. Can Bachman get it over? She can't. And that'll end up being a kill for Heidi Westra. 7 of those for her. Westra, the National Player of the Year, 9th in the country in total points accumulated this season. But she gets some points on the block as well, 0.7 blocks per set during the season. Up off the block, Kelsey Smith, her 8th kill. And I said it to you, Laura, off the top that, you know, we showed some Westra highlights, but we said somebody else will need to step up to win a national title game. Kelsey Smith has 8 kills thus far, so she is continuing her strong play. And we are getting a replay here. So it was a challenge by Eau Claire.
Yes, the challenge was whether or not Westra actually pancaked that ball up. In the rally, it looked like Westra got underneath it, but not having, you know, we'll take a look at it, see what happens.
We're gonna go, yeah, so gonna go back a little bit before that swing by Smith eventually was the kill. Look right here.
In real time, it looked like Westra got underneath it. It was a nice pop-up, and you didn't see, you know, most players know whether or not they got it.
Oh, Charlie Nelson in the way on that one. This might be our best.
Looking for the whole ball, but see, her hand is underneath that. I don't want to call it and be confident in it.
We've been very good the last couple of days overall. I'm going to say it stands. And that's the case. So there's a good dig, so it's a good kill for Kelsey Smith. Of course, Heidi's sister, Tracy, an All-American center at Hope. Witzel with the tip over the block. And Jordan Witzel with her 5th kill. So we've been tied 8-8, 9-9, 10-10, 11-11, 12-12. And that was into the block. Eau Claire back in front, 13-12.
Well, one thing when you have the side-out game, that means both teams are really serve receiving well. They're getting the pass up to the target. They're able to use whatever hitter they want to. So that's why those side-out games, really both teams are playing well when you have the side-outs.
We continue to get the ties all the way through here, 13-13. Teresa Keene will serve here for Calvin. Calvin down 1-0 so far. Nelson to the right side. Witzel across the court. Jordan Witzel now with 6 kills. $25 kills over the first 2 matches in St. Louis for Witzel. And now here is Sheridan Detman. Keene couldn't handle it. It's an ace for Detman. The third ace tonight for the Blue Golds.
This float serve, it looks like it's close to going out, but those are what makes serving so difficult, that serve-receive concept.
Rubel receives the serve. Schramer with the pretty dump over the net.
Well, that setter dump can be so effective when you have not done that yet. And so the blockers kind of lose track of you. They think as a setter that you are going to set the ball, and then you get the kill from dumping it over.
He had 6 kills last night to go along with 3 aces. And then, of course, her assist and digs numbers got her a double-double. Westra line shot finish for her 8th kill.
Westra pounding this ball away, but if you watch it, she really just goes right outside the block of the Blue Golds. Nice line shot.
Schramer the serve. Bachman into the block, pops it back in the air, dumped over by Volk for her 5th kill. (16-15) Eau Claire. And we've been tied 8 at 8, at 9, at 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Now Calvin needs the next point to tied at 16. Scalia the serve. Schramer. A swing by Kelsey Smith. Bachman into the net. An attack error by Bachman ties us at 16. First set had 2 ties, 1 lead change early on as Eau Claire ended up building a 10-5 lead, led 15-9, and eventually won 25-22. Nelson, middle, Byral, off of Schramer. It's a Byral kill, and Eau Claire back in front by 1.
Byral's really good. This fast tempo right in front, and just nice high reach, and able to hit to right back and get the kill.
Byral 9th in the country in hitting percentage, 2nd in total blocks, offense and defense from Byral. That's tooled off of the block by Gabriella Kellogg, the younger Kellogg on the Knights here, the sophomore. Her 7th kill this NCAA tournament, playing in her 7th set. And now Grace Kellogg on the serve. Nelson to Bachman. Fires it by the libero Rubel.
Bachman coming inside after the pass and hitting out the middle, which caused some confusion for the Knights. They were there, but Bachman able to go to the left side of the court, outside of that block.
4th kill today for Bachman. She had 4 in the duration of yesterday's match, and now she picks up an ace. Again, her offense may have struggled yesterday, but she had the 34 digs. She had a great offensive game against Tufts with 9 kills, and now today she's got the offense going, 4 kills, and this ace by the senior from Minnesota puts Wisconsin-Eau Claire up 19-17. It's set number 2 in the National. Laura, serve and pass is always a big thing, and the serve has been big here for Eau Claire.
It really has, and the serving, where they're serving, who are they trying to direct that ball to, and what can they control just based on the serve?
Most recently, a Mackenzie Bachman ace. So 4 aces for Eau Claire. Byral, the easy play from the middle of the net. And Eau Claire has stretched it out, the first team to do so here in the 2nd set. 20-17. Again, we get ties at 8 through 13, 15, 16, 17, and now 3 straight from Eau Claire to lead by 3. Westra got it by Bachman. Kill number 9 for the junior National Player of the Year.
And Westra getting set that ball after not a perfect pass and being able to adjust to the set and what's in front of her.
Westra's had a double-double in all 5 NCAA tournament matches, 18 on the season, and she grabs an ace here to get Calvin back within one, 20-19, second ace for the Knights tonight.
Both delivering really tough serves tonight. And you see Bachman and Wester, the focus on the coaches as far as passing. Each ball every time has been right generated to their area, forcing them to pass, forcing them to make the play.
Byrel to swing, overpass, out of bounds. Byrel to kill, 7 kills for the senior. Again, she was part of that national semifinal loss. Byrel was. And maybe a game that she wants to wash away. She struggled, had only 1 kill with 4 errors. But today, she's got 7 kills and a couple of blocks. Gabriella Kellogg with the attack. Joust at the net, rolls back to the Calvin side. Westra into the net. Got part of the block. They might be challenged, we'll see. They may have been net, or was it the block? Kellogg across the court. So let's see if Kim Woody wants to challenge that ball that was in the net, and they ruled it that it was off the block. That's the finish, but I guess they're not going to challenge it. You put up 4 fingers to me like you thought that was in the net and not off of the Blue Gold's block.
Well, we're not the officials, but we are sitting up nice and high, center line of the court, and so you do get a good view of whether or not a ball had passed, but you know, the officials have a great view right in front of them and whether or not that ball had been touched.
Nelson tries to dump it over. Now she back sets it for Volk. No touch at the net. Calvin ties it at 21. And we got a timeout on the floor, tied at 21 in set number 2. Crucial points coming up. Can the Blue Golds go up by 2, or can Calvin even things up? We'll be right back in St. Louis. Well, you can see Calvin, all these appearances in the national championship game. They have won 3, they have lost 3. And Amber Warners has been a part of all of them. Right side swing by Abby Volk. And point Eau Claire, 22-21.
Good example of that, how tough that serve can be, but what a perfect pass can give you, allowing Nelson to set up that ball for a nice transition kill.
Calvin now needs a side out, down by 1. Schramer, middle, Madeline Hall. Be free-balled over by Witzel. Schramer. Smith off of the block. Scalia got to it. Can Nelson track it? And she does get it to Bachman to play it over. Slide by Hall, high off the block. Nelson directs it to Scalia. Sets it up for Barrett. Tips it to the back. Smith adjusting her steps. Barrett reaching back. Getting an arm on it. Kellogg, and it's a kill for Ariana Barrett, her 9th. And the Blue Golds 2 away from a 2-0 lead.
In this match so far, when they need a kill, they have gone to Barrett on the right side. Great shot, deep court. It's exactly what the Blue Golds need.
Timeout called by Calvin, 23-21. Eau Claire leads. As we look at the Blue Golds faithful in attendance. And again, the first ever appearance of the national title game for Eau Claire. And the 7th for Calvin with 3 national championships. They were in the 2018 national title game, lost that one in 3 to Emory. 2016, they beat Washington University, the site that we are at here, and also in 2010, the Knights won that national championship here in St. Louis. So a bit of a St. Louis connection for 2 of the 3 national championships that Dr. Amber Warners and the Calvin Knights have won. So hoping that that's a good luck charm for them, but what can they do right now? Down by 2. They need to side out obviously first, but make the comeback and win this set.
Right, it starts with first contact. So from this serve receive, they need to kill the ball. But if they don't get the kill, I'd like to see their blocking getting more of a presence. They were strong in that first set with their blocks. It seems like they still have a couple openings with it, so that will be the difference maker here if they can get this first ball side out.
Kim Woody, who played for the Blue Goals 1996 to 99, three-time All-Conference as a setter, watches her setter Charlie Nelson with that serve. In the middle, Scalia got to it. Nelson passed over to Witzel, off of the block. Nice play in the back by Grace Kellogg, and now played over by Kelsey Smith. Nelson in the middle, Volk, and it goes out. And Abby Volk has been huge for the Blue Gold. 6 kills in this match. 1.36% on the season.
She really has. She's pounding away that fast tempo middle set. She's right there to get the kill.
Set point for Eau Claire, looking to go up 2-0. Into the block, and it got the antenna after the block, so it's point Calvin. So we roll on here, 24-22.
That was a really important side out as the Knights here. Now they can put the pressure on the passing. In the past, they've gone to Bachman trying to pass this ball, but Barrett in the front row right now for the Blue Golds.
Bachman is back middle right now on this serve receive. And it went to Barrett. She has trouble, and it's an ace for Teresa Keene, the third ace tonight for the Knights.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the Knights need to do. Keep that pressure on. Make the Blue Golds serve receive.
And they will call a timeout now. Eau Claire up 24-23. They won the first set 25-22. We'll keep it here. And Laura, so now if you're Keene, you did that on that serve. You went to Barrett. She has trouble. Do you go right back at her, or do you try to go maybe to Bachman more in the middle?
Well, that's more of a coach's decision, but tendency-wise, yes, keep going to that passer until they pass perfectly. So it's more of a mental aspect of the game. Show, if you just shanked a ball, most people are hesitant about passing that next ball. Now, there's the flip side of that. Sometimes players are like, serve me again. Right. I am going to pass that ball perfectly. So, but that is more of a coach's decision on where their strategy is
going.
But
same mentality as a three-point shooter. They miss, they miss, they miss. They keep shooting until they make.
Yep.
Type of thing.
Yep.
In baseball and softball, you make an error in the field. A lot of the best players, they want the next ball hit to them so they can make up for it. So same idea.
Right, and Barrett and Bachman being right next to each other, this would also be a good opportunity for a seam serve. Make Barrett and Bachman decide who's going to pass that ball, serving right between them.
That may have been what that was, too, because Barrett sort of seemed hesitant going to her right towards Bachman on that ball.
Yep. And most of the time, the front row player usually is trying to get up to hit the ball, even though they're a primary passer.
It's Bachman receiving it. Up to Nelson. Feeds it. And the finish by Ariana Barrett. Her 10th kill at a 25-23 second set win for Eau Claire. And they lead 2-0 in the national championship game. They are 1 set win away from their first ever national championship. 25-22, 25-23. Ariana Barrett double-figure kills. Third set. Trophy on the line. National championship match between the 6th seed Calvin Knights and the 4th seed Wisconsin-Eau Claire Blue Golds. And the Blue Golds have taken the first two, 25-22 and 25-23. And a big reason that Eau Claire's been playing well so far today. Mackenzie Bachman, number 11 in the gold, has been doing a little bit of everything thus far, and some things that we don't really, you can't really show on a graphic, actually.
Yeah, and that goes down to serve receive and the ability of just the calmness to take on that last set point. Perfect pass for the Blue Golds and then being able to win that second set.
How about the hitting in the second set? Calvin 467, Eau Claire 424. So Calvin 306 for the match and Eau Claire 348.
and that's just unreal. But we got into that sequence where it was side out, side out, side out, side out. So both teams were having nice hitting percentages because they were able to kill the ball.
We had 17 ties in the second set and 4 lead changes. Charlie Nelson will serve to begin the third. 2-0 Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Calvin now needs to run the table back, the reverse sweep if they want to win a national title, and it's a block to begin things for Eau Claire, their 4th of the match.
Well, the blocking's been really big for the Blue Golds as they've been in this set so far, and Barrett, she has also been one of those players that's been all over the court, different aspects.
Barrett from the right side off of the block. Passed over the left side, and it's Kelsey Smith. She now reaches double figures with her 10th kill. Heidi Wester also has 10 kills. Ariana Barrett on the Blue Gold side, she has 10 kills. Rubel serves. Nelson, the back set. Witzel, dig by Keene. Schramer to Westra. Bachman the dig. Coming down to Barrett, and she wanted to play it on the second contact, and seemed a little indecisive on that one.
Yeah, she was being aggressive, but you could see she was, do I pass this or am I going to hit it over? She was doing the right thing, though, by trying to be aggressive.
Smile on her face. 2-1 Calvin. And Rubel's serve is an error. That's 6 service errors in the match with 3 aces for Calvin. And it's 4 aces for Eau Claire with 2 errors.
When you look at the scores of the sets, 25-22, 25-23, and you take those 6 points that the Knights have given the Blue Golds just in serving errors alone.
Westra from the right side, tooling it off the block for her 11th kill. Calvin, as I mentioned, to win this match, will have to obviously stretch it to 5. They've only played in 5 5-set matches this season and won 3 of them, including, of course, 2 nights ago against Trinity. Rolled off the block by Barrett. It's her 11th termination.
Well, that time the Knights, nice setup on the block, and that was the adjustment that Barrett needed to make. So we talk about ways that the Blue Golds can score when the blocking is good, right there, rolling off of the block.
Taylor Scalia back on the serve for the Blue Golds. Rubel received it. Left side Boss. The dig by Detman, and then looked like Bachman and Scalia weren't sure who wanted to go after it there, so Boss will pick up the point. Actually, there was an error there for Eau Claire. Westra with the serve, and that'll be an ace for Heidi Westra, her 2nd today and the 4th of the match for Calvin.
Well, this could be an interesting serve receive. We saw Bachman being able to pass that perfect ball at the end of set 2, so now the focus shifting to a different passer.
Yeah, they went to Detman in the back middle. With Bachman to her left. Bachman takes this one. Nelson, the back set in the middle. Byral. Rubel, the dig, coming close to the net, and it will hit the antenna. That's a point for the Blue Golds. Five for Calvin here in the third. Barrett on the serve. Schramer. Slide to the right by Hall. Blocked back. Schramer now goes to the left side. Boss off of the block. Nelson middle. Byral. And it was a touch at the net. And Kendra Byral earns her 8th kill.
A lot of the success that the Blue Golds have had is getting Byral involved in that one-on-one scenario. And good middles hit that angle, and it's really hard to defend.
Already our 4th tie of this third set after 17 in the second. Westra from the back row. The dig by Detman. Left side Bachman over the block, but too far. 6-5 Calvin. So far, looking like more of the same than what we saw in the second set until Eau Claire. Remember, they were eventually able to stretch it out to 20-17. which helped them get the 25-23 win. Byrel has it blocked. The combination of Smith and Hall for the Knights for their 4th block.
A nice job of the Knights closing that block, going all the way to the pin. And Byrel not normally going off of 1 foot so far in this match, this time going behind the setter.
And we get an error for Calvin on the serve. Seven, 6. The Knights lead. And Mackenzie Bachman back to serve. Averaging 4.42 digs per set here in the NCAA tournament with the 34 she had yesterday. Middle, Byrel, got it between Westra and Kellogg.
Byrel having such good vision in the middle on that quick tempo set, and she realizes the block is not to her right and just smashes the ball down. 23
kills over the last 7 and change in terms of sets played, and Bachman picks up an ace to make it 8-7 Eau Claire. They retake the lead, and timeout called by Calvin after the 5th ace of the match for Eau Claire, and the first of the night. The 3rd ace of the night for Mackenzie Bachman. 8. Look at the Blue Golds fans. They want to celebrate the first ever national championship in program history and their first ever appearance. Have a 2-0 lead and 8-7 here in the 3rd set. The serve by Bachman. Schramer, back set Hall, off of the block. Nelson pushes it to the corner. Schramer to Smith, the dig by Bachman. Is it playable? Barrett into the barricade. She moved it, that's playable. And got to it in time. Smith, and that'll be a kill for Kelsey Smith. 11 kills for Kelsey Smith, tying her for the team high with Westra.
And Smith has had a lot of success using that block, going to the middle back of the court to find the kill.
Teresa Keene serving, 1 ace, 1 error tonight. Nelson to Witzel, and got a piece of the block, it looked like, and then down in front of Keene for the kill for Jordan Witzel.
Nelson really setting up that one really well, as far as you had Byrel in the middle. She's gotten her kills in front of the setter, and then the block is focusing on Byrel, so what a great job to send it to the outside.
Served by Victoria Van Dam. Schramer, Smith, blocked, and down for the Blue Golds point. The 5th block of the match for Wisconsin-Eau Claire. And Volk been a big part. She has 3 blocks and 6 kills. Schramer. Kept alive at the net by Nelson. Good dig by Westra. Rolled over by Smith, hit right back over. Rubel, battle at the net, and Schramer, no. I think she was in the net, so they give it to Eau Claire. Tough break for the Knights. It's 11-8 Eau Claire.
Really good rally, but you're right. The jousting at the net is what caused that net incident.
Net incident?
Well, you know, she was in the net. Yeah. It was a loss of a point.
Back row, Westra. Barrett. Bachman has to free ball it over. Schramer over to Smith, blocked. Rubel sets it up for Smith again. Barrett.
She was trying to get out of the way.
Was she trying to get out of the way, or I couldn't tell if she was trying to get out of the way or she flinched. Yeah.
Yeah, she was trying to duck down. And the ball looked like it was probably going out, and she ducks down and
it got her in the head.
Yeah, it hit her right on top of the head. She was smiling about it, though.
Well, she's 5'9", so in that case, she wished she was 5'8". I wish I was 5'8" also. And that's blocked. Westra out of bounds, so the point for Heidi Westra, 12th kill. So Smith with her 12th kill. Westra with her 12th kill. And now it's 11-10. Middle, Witzel. Rubel overpass off the dig. Witzel taps it over. Calvin able to stay with it. Westra. That spin. Scalia to Witzel. Over the block. Schramer. Smith. Overpass coming. Rubel calling for it. Schramer. Right side. Westra blocked. Great play by Rubel. Westra tried to get that touch to roll it to that back line, but too far, and it's 12-10, Eau Claire.
And what a tough job the Blue Golds had trying to defend the Knights right now, and they're blocking both Westra and Smith on each pin, and obviously the setter trying to get both involved in that rally.
Nelson to serve. Left side, that's Madeline Hall with the, no, excuse me, that's Westra here on the near side with the kill.
And Westra, she is in one rotation on the left front, and normally they will go to Westra on the outside.
Served by Rubel. Nelson. Barrett. 13-11, Eau Claire. On Ariana Barrett's 12th kill.
Barrett has been so consistent this evening, and she really has the whole tournament. As you watch her, she just has those moments of spark that her team really fuels off of.
And her numbers in the tournament are vastly improved from her regular season numbers, which were also good, as Martinez picks up a much-needed kill for the side out for Calvin.
Yes, the Knights haven't got Martinez involved as much, but need to get her more involved, especially as that one-on-one block opportunity.
Finish that point on Barrett. She's added a full kill per set and 6 percentage points on her hitting percentage in the 5 NCAA tournament games, as we have an ace from Grace Kellogg for Calvin to tie us at 13, the 7th time we've been tied here in the 3rd set.
That was a nice float serve that just dropped right in front of the passer.
Second ace for Kellogg, 5th in the match for the Knights. How about back-to-back? And Calvin takes the lead.
Well, it isn't often that you will ace the libero, because they're in there because they can serve, receive, and pass, and you can see the movement on that ball.
Grace Kellogg, the most steady, dynamic player the Knights have, according to Amber Warners, and she shows it with a pair of aces. 14. Back in St. Louis, the campus of Washington University. National championship game between Calvin and Eau Claire. Eau Claire took the first 2 sets, 25-22 and 25-23. Both teams hitting very well. 306 through the first 2 for Calvin, 348 through the first 2 for Eau Claire. And we're battling back and forth, 7 ties already here in set 3. Line shot by Westra for the kill. That is her 14th kill.
And that rally alone, the defense starting at the net with their block touches. The Knights really taking control right now of the serving game and the blocking, just in one point.
And we had a couple of aces from Kellogg, now the error, but 3 aces in this set overall, and 6 for the match for the Knights, and they lead 15-14. And Taylor Scalia, who is that voice in the huddle for the Blue Golds that really is a leader. And Kim Woody told us a couple of nights ago against Tufts, she was in the huddle just saying, we're winning this now, when they wanted to get the sweep. Right now, they'd like a sweep as well to win the national championship game. But Madeline Hall has other plans with her 5th kill.
They're going to have to stop Madeline Hall on these one-on-one opportunities. It's interesting that the blocking schemes on who they're choosing to go one-on-one versus two blocks.
16-14 Knights, and another error on the serve. That's now 9 in the match. You pointed it out, though, it's more so just being more aggressive, which does lead to more errors.
Yeah, you're trying to serve those deep balls on the serve receive towards the end line, plus also the sideline.
Back set for Hall, cross the court with it. Nice play off the slide for Madeline Hall for her 6th kill.
And Madeline Hall, she likes that slide. This time, she went all the way to the far cross court.
Nelson, middle, Byral blocked, and point Calvin, 18-15. Calvin's 2nd block of the set, and their 5th of the match, and they lead by 3. I don't have this for a fact, but I'm fairly certain Calvin has not led by this many in a set all match. Nelson to Bachman, over the block. Kellogg Boss got the dig. Now it's Smith off of the block. Reballed over by Bachman. Schramer. Dig by Detman, and Bachman. Seen that a couple of times. Bachman, Scalia near each other, and some indecision, and it's 19-15 Calvin. And Eau Claire will use its 2nd timeout. Calvin trying to start the comeback right now. Drop the first 2 sets. They lead 19-15 in the 3rd. We'll step aside. Last 3 points here from Calvin helped them build a 4-point lead, Laura, and obviously this is a must-win set for them, and they are responding.
They have been responding. You saw the blocking picking up, but the serving really having the Blue Golds back on their feet right now in the passing game. They need the side out if the Blue Golds are going to change this momentum.
Boss with the serve. Nelson over to Bachman, and drilled it off of Westra. And Bachman picks up her 5th kill. She's also had 3 aces. As Detman goes off, and Bachman is now back to serve. Schramer, middle, the tip. Scalia got it off the net. Nelson punches it over. Hall, a 2nd try. Dig by Bachman. Westra, cross court. Rubel the dig. Can they save it? No, they can't. And it's 19-17.
One of the things that we haven't seen yet from Nelson, the setter for the Blue Golds, is she has not taken the opportunity to get the kill herself and dump the ball. She's really trusting her hitters right now to get the kill.
So what you're saying is look for it. They might be coming soon.
I don't know. It surprises me. We saw that quite a bit in the tournament where she felt like she needed to dump. Oh, there we go.
I told you. Westra across the court. There into the block went Smith. Schramer back to Smith. Off of the block. The dig by Scalia. Nelson pops it up for Witzel. Rubel can't dig it. And Eau Claire back within 1, 19-18. As Witzel with a couple of kills here in this stretch out of the timeout. And she now has 9 for the match. Schramer, the back set for Hall, and off of the fingertips of the attempted block by Witzel. (20 to 18). Witzel's team trailing Calvin right now. And Teresa Keene will serve. 1 ace, 1 error today for her. 6 aces, 9 errors for the team. Nelson pops it up left side. Witzel off of the block. Keene can't keep it alive. So Witzel has the the error in the midst of 3 kills, that's a pretty good trade-off.
Yeah, going back, banging, and that is a really hard play to defend from a blocker perspective when a hitter's hitting high hands. And what they're doing is they're reaching towards the end of, kind of aiming towards the back of the court, and it goes off high, and you just can't do anything about it.
She is the second Blue Gold's player in double figures in kills now. Witzel with 10. Nelson, middle, Volk, and we're tied at 20. Tied for the 8th time in this set, for the 27th time overall in this match. 2-0 Eau Claire. Van Dan the serve into the net.
Schramer really talking to her team right now, getting them going, telling them, we have this. This is going to you. So look for that leadership right now as she goes back to serve. Obviously, again, you got Bachman and Barrett right there in the back row to pass this ball.
Bachman, that was going to land in. She had a late reaction to it. Witzel off of the block, popped in the air by Smith, and they could not keep it alive. We're tied yet again at 21.
Witzel really stepping up, finding ways to get kills. It hasn't always been she's had many openings. The block has done a nice job against Witzel.
Nelson the serve. Schramer. And that was off of the block. And it's 22-21 Eau Claire. And now Calvin needs a timeout. They were in control just a few moments ago. And now they are behind 22-21. Both teams have used their timeouts. It's going to be Eau Claire on the serve, up by 1, 3 points away from a national championship. Calvin needs to make the comeback here. Look at the last play. May have been just the net there on the attack by Smith. But the block was there either way to make it difficult.
Well, Calvin finding themselves in a uncomfortable position at times this evening and tonight. You have to wonder how much they're back on their heels right now. Do they have that attitude of showing up and battling, being able to go forward here with a nice serve receive pass? They have the weapons in the front row right now to answer this serve.
So the Blue Golds in search of their first national championship and their first ever appearance. Calvin, as you can see, first appearance, hope it's their first title. Calvin has been to this position 7 times as a program with 3 national championships. Serve from Charlie Nelson, up 22-21. It eats up Keene, but got it to Rubel. And then at the net, out of the reach of Westra, and it's 23-21.
This is an important rotation for the Knights. They have Westra. This is the one rotation where Westra is on the left side.
Nelson serves it back to Keene again. Rubel has to free ball it over. Nelson to the right side. Barrett, the dig by Schramer. Now Nelson sets it up. Barrett tips it down the line. Good job by Keene, played over by Smith. Now Barrett cross court, Schramer the dig. Rubel to Westra. Bachman digs it. Nelson tracks it down. Witzel off of the block. Keene, to Witzel. They were in the net, and it's 24-21, and it's match point, national championship point for Eau Claire. Charlie Nelson with the serve. And Rubel tracks it. Free balled over by Smith. Bachman to Nelson. Barrett high off the block. Rubel can't save it. And for the first time in program history, Wisconsin-Eau Claire are the national champions. Jubilation for the Blue Golds amidst the confetti. First time here, first time champions. And they do it in a sweep, 25-22, 25-23, and 25-21. And out of the 3 games that we saw here, the best one they played.
They did. Their game was almost perfect. Their serving was intense. Their serve receive was right on point, and their hitting and blocking just spectacular this evening.
And you can see the emotion of the fans and the players as well. The Blue Golds finished their national championship season, and there's Kim Woody getting a long hug. Part of this program since 1996 as a player. Now a 15th season as the head coach. 10th time in the NCAA tournament, and the 10th time is the charm to win a national championship. It'll be celebrated by all of the Eau Claire, Wisconsin community, that's for sure. It's because we have seen the support that they have gotten. 35-3. They win 16 in a row to be the national champions of 2021. On the other side, Calvin, terrific season, 32-4. Comes to an end, but just a program that continues to be a mainstay. And we're sure that they will be back in the very near future. But this Blue Golds program could be a force to reckon with moving forward, because once you win one, you start getting that attention, and players want to come play for you as they come through. So Laura, final thoughts here, just kind of overall, and on this championship that's won by the Blue Golds.
Yeah, well, compliments to Calvin. They came in as a number 6 seed. They had the road ahead of them to get here, but the Blue Golds really stayed focused this evening with, like we talked about earlier, just that perfect game and perfect tournament.
So congratulations to the Wisconsin-Eau Claire Blue Golds, first ever national championship here in 2021. They sweep Calvin. Congratulations to Calvin as well, as they are running through some of the all-tournament team. And of course, they'll have the championship trophy ceremony, which we will bring you here live. We will keep the broadcast going, but that's going to spell the end for our time here. We had a great time bringing you the action here. Great crew, everybody on the cameras. Everyone's done a great job. A lot of fun, great replays, great graphics, great everything. Great analyst work by Laura Dornbos, and great job by everybody here. I'm Scott Sudikoff saying so long from St. Louis, Wisconsin-Eau Claire, your national champions for 2021.
And now let's recognize the runner-up team in this year's NCAA Division III Women's Volleyball Championship. A fantastic record with a record of 32-4, the Knights of Calvin University. Number 4, freshman Avery Andrews. Number 7, freshman Billy Fritz. Number 22, freshman Marty Beaker. Number 20, freshman Vanessa Martinez. Number 17, sophomore Ellie Lincoln. Number 15, sophomore Isabel Slank. Number 21, sophomore Gabriella Kellogg. Number 16, junior Jordan Johnson. Number 6, junior Alyssa Lester. Junior number 10, Ray Moss. Number 9, junior Jason Key. Number 1, junior Parker Ripple. Number 13, a junior Heidi Westra. Number 12, a senior Grace Kellogg. Number 14, a senior Kelsey Smith. Number 11, a senior Anna Streamer. Number 18, a senior Madeline Hall. Assistant coach Kelsey Walton. Assistant coach Brandon Castillo. And head coach Carol for Warner. Congratulations to the Knights of Northern University for finishing as runner-up for the Division III National Championship tournament. And now for the 2021 NCAA Division III Women's Volleyball National Champion. Will the following individuals please come forward to receive your awards? First of all, number 2, sophomore Charlie Nelson. Number 4, senior Ariana Barrett. Number 5, a junior Sheridan Beckman. Number 7, a senior Abby Bolt. 10, a senior, Kendra Bible. Number 11, a senior, Mackenzie Buckman. Number 13, a junior, Jordan Whistle. Number 14, a junior, Hannah Fontmeyer. Number 15, a senior, Erica Stensland. Number 16, a freshman, Kelly Page. Number 17, a junior, Maren Saunders. Number 20, a junior, Sarah Lucic. Number 21, a freshman, Victoria Van Dalen. Number 25, a sophomore, Ava Alden. Number 18, a freshman, Olivia Ruby. Number 19, a freshman, Sophia Brown. Number 23, a senior, Clara Edison. Assistant coach, Tony Rison. And the head coach of Wisconsin-Eau Claire, Kim Woody. Well, head coach Kim Woody, the team captains come forward to accept the trophy for the national championship.